I've gone twice in the last month to Asa's Bakery. It's
Oh,
a,
yeah, you told me that.
and they make you wear a mask when you go in. And they provide masks for you. That's a significant chunk of budget right
Do you
there.
eat there too, or do you
No,
just buy?
I've just gotten
I
a
mean, do
couple of
people
bagels.
eat there? Good Shabbos, good Shabbos, Chag Sameach. Hi. I'm going to invite us. There are so many chairs and a wonderful number of us. So I'm going to invite us to come closer because there are sort of, I don't know, my daughter was asking me the difference between a sea and an ocean, and there are seas of chairs between us. So come closer. la 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 la. Good Shabbos. Ooh, the mic is hot. Good Shabbos, everybody. Shabbat Shalom. Chag Sameach. Gordon, could my microphone come down because I'm shimmering in the speaker?
That's just you.
Oh, I hope not. Hi. I'm so grateful to be joined tonight by Billy and Jessica, Rabbi Joey. What a gift to be here. I wonder, is there anyone who's here tonight at Shir Tikva for the very first time? Welcome. Welcome. I'm looking over here. I was looking on this side of the room. Anyone over here? Hi. Welcome. Are you coming from in town or out of town? Oh, well, hello. Are you from in town or out of town? Okay, amazing. That counts as in town. Dinky Town is truly in town. What about you? Okay, amazing. Well, welcome everyone from in town. I am not originally from the Twin Cities, so I always like a geography lesson. And I wonder, is there anyone here? I know the answer is yes. Is there anyone here who is here for the first time in a long time? Welcome back. Bruchim habayim. Welcome, welcome, welcome. It is, I feel a little bit like the Israelites who had 18 minutes to scramble and get out right now coming into Shabbos. I don't know if you're feeling this way of like, so immersed in the week of it all, that it's really, I'm finding my own neshama, my own soul, a little bit like, how do I get here? And so I want to offer us, and we're entering Chag again. We're entering these days, or this day or these days in a pluralistic community, depending on how you're observing, 1 or 2 days of this end of Chag, which is precious. And this Shabbat, we read in Torah about the leaving of the narrows of oppression, leaving Mitzrayim and crossing through the sea, hearing the song of the sea. That is what our Torah portion is. We leave our yearly cycle and we focus on these words. And I think about a midrash that teaches that, because I guess here's the question, when did the Israelites sing the Song of the Sea? It was the Song of Triumph? Were they before the sea, in the middle of the sea, after the sea? Who here thinks it was after the sea? Looking on Zoom, raise your hands. Who here thinks it was in the middle? Who here thinks it was before the seas even parted? Okay, if this was the Devar Torah, I would then ask Rabbi Joey to go with the microphone and we'd find out why. I'm not going to do that yet. I think this wisdom that we don't save the singing till the end, right? The Midrash says it can't possibly have been just a triumph song, that our song actually sustains us all the way through. And our song was actually part of what unlocked the closed up waters and allowed the people to get through. And I think as we come into Kabbalat Shabbat, that's what I want to offer us. I think many of us feel like the seas before us are pretty closed. And we're doing everything we can to get them to open. And what is the song that we need to be singing to sustain us in this journey? To help us come into this moment, which is Shabbos. Ironically, on Chag, there's no Kabbalat Shabbat. So all this thing I just said to you about singing, we lose all of the first psalms of Kabbalat Shabbat. So we decided we would put in some songs. They're not the songs we typically sing on Shabbos, but they're songs that bring us into a place of unity and a place of grounding in opening to Shabbat. Because our suspicion was that the singing might actually help us come in. Yeah? So I'm going to invite us, we're going to, in just a moment, celebrate birthdays, but I want us to ground in a little bit in song first. So let's sing Hine Matov, which is, so our whole quasi-Kabbalat Shabbat is found in this stapled handout. We're not going to be in our Siddur until we get to Marif. Ooh. So we'll start with Hine Matov, and then we'll light candles.
Hine Matov u'manayim, shevet ahim gam yachad. Hine Matov u'manayim, shevet ahyot gam yachad. Hine Matov, shevet ahim gam yachad. Hine Matov, shevet ahyot gam yachad. Hine Matov u'manayim, shevet achim gam yachad. Hine Matov u'manayim, shevet ahyot gam yachad. Hine Matov, shevet achim gam yachad. Hine Matov, shevet ahyot gam yachad. Hine Matov, shevet achim gam yachad. Hine Matov, shevet ahyot gam yachad.
I'd like to get a little bit of help in lighting candles. If I could invite up Barbara and Susan to light our candles tonight. You can find the bracha more or less on page 2. Shabbat.
Yeah, Yom Tov, exactly. Go for it, Susan. Will you do us the honors?
Nope, you could just put it right in. Stay there a little. There you go. Baruch atah Eloheinu melech asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu Shel Shabbat ve'Yom Tov. Susan and Barbara, I have the opportunity to bless you both on your 70th birthdays. What was your, what is your birthday? Today? What about you, Susan?
15.
Oh, wow. So you all are really born very close to each other 70 years ago. I'm going to give you all separate blessings, but then I wanted to tie them together, partially because, as folks might know, I try to bless people with a Hebrew word whose numeric value adds up to the folks' age. And you all have a great word between the two of you, gavina, cheese. Not really. Barbara, I want to bless you with the word ayin, which is both the letter and the number 70, but it is also the word for eye. You are such a documentarian in your heart, in your work, in your life. And I want to bless you with a good eye, with an ability and with the joy of being able to see good stuff in this world. But not only that, with an honest eye, with an ability to see through the nonsense, to see through the evil, to see truth, and to be able to show it to the rest of us. And Susan, I want to bless you ahead with a decade of haseh, which is the Hebrew, it's onomatopoetic. It's the Hebrew to speak quietly or whisper. Haseh. In this decade ahead, I bless you in art, in your textile, in your life, in your voice, to be able to not strain that voice, to be able to speak with subtlety, to be able to say just what you need in all realms, and most important, to be listened to be able to say exactly what you need and have that taken in and received. And for the two of you, I want to bless you with gavina, with cheese. Cheese, as I just learned in a quick round of Googling, is made by a combination of milk and a colony, a whole community of bacteria coming together. For the two of you all, I want to bless you with a community of bacteria, of kindness and joy and art, of the people that you love and the people you have yet to meet, adding in, being stirred into the milk of your wisdom, to age over the course of these next 10 years into something beautiful and brilliant. And we'll say together on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Mazal tov.
Mazal tov, you too. And I just want to add a special mazal tov. I just saw that my baby Rafi is on the Zooms, and he's turning 2 today. So Barbara, you and baby Rafi are sharing a birthday. So while he is not able to receive the Gvina blessing, I think that just being in association with the two of you is quite a blessing too. Oh, so we're going to continue with such a gorgeous blessing. Number 2, Ala Breeder.
Ala Breeder, yes. Good luck with all the syllables, everybody. It's a wonderful, similar to Hine Matov in that we're all kind of brothers, sisters, siblings all together. Here we go.
Und wir singen alle Brüder.
Oi, oi, alle Brüder.
Und wir singen fröhlich Lieder.
Oi, oi, oi.
Und wir halten sich an einem.
Oi, oi, singen einem.
Sollte sich nicht oben kennen.
Oi, oi, oi.
Und wir singen alle einig.
Oi, oi, alle einig.
Wir singen viel zu wenig. Oi, oi, oi. Und wir lieben sich doch alle.
Oi, oi, singen alle.
Mit der Chossen, mit der Kalle.
Oi, oi, oi. Ja, 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 ja. Ja, 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 ja. Ja, 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 ja. Ja, 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 ja. Ja, 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 ja. Ja, 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 ja.
Und wir singen fröhlich munter.
Oi, oi, fröhlich munter.
Singen Lieder, tanzen unter.
Oi, oi, oi.
Und wir singen alle Schwestern.
Oi, oi, alle Schwestern.
Wo die Rochel Russen Esther.
Oi, oi, oi. Ai, 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 ai. Ja, 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 ja. Ja, 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 da, da, da. Ja, 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 da, da. Ja, 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 da, da. Ja, 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 da, da, da.
We'll travel from the shtetl to Morocco. Number 3. ידיד נפשיו הרחמן משוכב דרך ארץ עונך.
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 ירוץ עבדך כמו אייל.
ירוץ עבדך כמו אייל.
ישתחווה מול הדרך כי ערב לא ידידותך מנופת צוף וכל טעם. 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 אדוני עזיב העולם נפשי חולת אהבתך. אדוני עזיב העולם נפשי חולת אהבתך. אנא אל נא רפנה לה.
אנא אל נא רפנה לה.
בהרוד לנועם זיווך. אז תתחזק ותתרפא והייתה לך שפחת עולם. 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 ותקיימו רחמך וחוסנה על בן אוהבך.
ותקיימו רחמך וחוסנה על בן אוהבך.
כי זה כמה נכסוף נכסף. כי זה כמה נכסוף נכסף. לראות בתפארת וזך. אנא אלי מחמד ליבי חוסנה ואל תתעלם.
אנא אלי מחמד ליבי חוסנה ואל תתעלם.
היגלנה ופרוס חביב עלי את סוכת שלומך.
היגלנה ופרוס חביב עלי את סוכת שלומך.
תאיר ארץ מכבודך.
תאיר ארץ מכבודך.
נגילה ונשמחה בך. מהר אהוב כי במועד וכונני כי מעולם. 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 Continue on the last page.
Wollte gehabt koyen, wollte gelaufen die Gassen, wollte geschrien Scholem, 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 wollte gehabt koyen, wollte gelaufen die Gassen, wollte geschrien Scholem, 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 Yalalai, lai, 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 Yalalai, lai, 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 Yalalai, lai, 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 Yalalai, lai, 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 Yalalai, lai, 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 Yalalai, lai, 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 Yalalai, lai, lai, Yalalai, lai, 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 Yalalai, lai, 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 Yalalai, lai, 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 Yalalai, lai, lai, Yalalai, lai, 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 Yalalai, lai, 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 Yalalai, lai, 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 wollte gehabt koyen, wollte gelaufen die Gassen, wollte geschrien Scholem, 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 Yalalai, lai, 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 Yalalai, lai, lai, lai,
Yadadai, ay, 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 ay,
lai, 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 lai,
yadadai, yadadai,
Yalalai, lai, 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 lai,
yadadai, ay, ay, ay,
Yalalai, lai, 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 Yalalai, lai, 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 Yalalai, lai, lai, Yalalai, lai, 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 Yalalai, lai, 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 Yalalai, lai, lai, lai.
is where we land gently into Kabbalat Shabbat. We touch in on these very last psalms of Kabbalat Shabbat as we enter Shabbat and enter Chag at the same time. So here we are in Psalm 93, and we're reminded that on Shabbat we join our voices. It's not as though it's just a human chorus singing songs of praise on Shabbat, but actually we join our voices up with all of creation. And so as we sing about Mikolot Mayim Rabim, from the voices of many waters, we hear this song of praise, the song of wonder. And so we add our voices in. Mikolot Mayim Rabim,
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 Mikolot Mayim Rabim, Adir b'marom, Adir b'marom, Adir b'marom Yah, Adir b'marom, Adir b'marom, Adir b'marom Yah, Mikolot Mayim Rabim,
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 Mikolot
Mikolot
Mayim Rabim,
Mayim Rabim,
Adir b'marom,
Adir b'maron,
Adir b'marom Yah, Adir b'marom, Adir b'marom, Adir b'marom Yah.
We'll turn our page on our Yiddish Moroccan sing-along. We'll turn our page on Kabbalat Shabbat and attend to the business of praying in the evening. We'll rise in body or spirit on page 28. Folks can be seated. We'll turn to page 30. Slightly premature.
We're doing our blessings before the Shema, and then we'll get there. So close. So eager.
On page 30, we give thanks to a God who brings light and darkness into the world. I'm not sure about other folks. I was in Oakland, and I'm not sure if this happened here, but did anyone notice the moon on the first night of Passover? At least where I was, it was so full and so bright, and it even had this magical thing, which a word I learned from my lexicographer cousin, a moon bow. There was the moon, and then refracted around it was its own light. As we come into the end of Pesach, as we move through this Pesach of liberation in a time of so much hardship and suffering, I want to invite us to bring to mind the moon bows in our light, the surprising light that is coming forward in these times for us. I invite you to call to mind those moments of light in the darkness, taking a big breath in and out.
ומעביר יום ומביא לילה ומבדיל בין יום ובין לילה
אדוני צבאות שמו
אל חי וקיים תמיד ימלוך עלינו לעולם ועד ברוך אתה אדוני המרי ורבי.
On page 32, we give thanks to a God who brings love into this world. I invite you to bring to mind someone who you love, who just fills you up with joy in your life. Taking a big breath in and out.
כי הם חיינו ואורך ימינו והם נגע יומם ולילה ואהבתך אל תסיר ממנו לעולמים ברוך אתה אדוני אוהב עמו ישראל.
We'll rise or root on page 34. Sorry, Jessica. Shema. Folks can be seated. We'll turn to page 36. ואהבת
את אדוני אלוהיך בכל לבבך
ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודיך והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבביך ושינתם לבניך ודיברת בהם בשבתך בביתך ובלכתך בדרך ובשוכבך ובחומך וקשרתם לאות על ידיך והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם אני אדוני אלוהיכם אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים להיות לכם לאלוהים אני אדוני אלוהיכם We'll turn to page 40 to sing Micha Mocha. I've been thinking a lot this week about a midrash that Rabbi Ariel brought years ago to a high holiday sermon, going back to this question of exactly when the women sang the Song of Liberation. There's another element of the midrash, which is, wait, when we were fleeing Egypt, were the women seriously collecting instruments and tuning them up and prepping their voices, doing vocal exercises so that they could sing out fully on the other side of the waters? The midrash says, yes, they were doing exactly that. And just in this time that I've been thinking a lot about what it means to have and cultivate hope and resilience, I'm thinking about the ways in which the songs that we sing and the instruments that we buy and learn in this time are going to be the same songs and the same instruments and the same skills we need to sing with joy when we are out of these times, whenever and however that is. And one way to cultivate that future time is rehearsal. We get to rehearse the songs of joys that we'll sing on the other side of the ocean each week by singing together. I invite us to bring that kavanah into Mi Chamocha, into the words that our people sang as they were crossing through.
Mi chamocha ba'elim Adonai, mi chamocha nadav hakodesh, nora tehilot, osef ele, nora tehilot, osef ele. Ay, 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 ay,
Rahu banecha, bokei ayam livnei Moshe uMiriam. Ze'elianu yamru, Adonai yimloch le'olam va'ed.
Adonai yimloch
Le'olam va'ed. Adonai yimloch le'olam va'ed. Adonai yimloch le'olam va'ed. Adonai yimloch le'olam va'ed. Ay, 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 ay.
וגאלו מיד חזק ממנו, ברוך אתה אדוני גאל ישראל.
We'll turn to page 42. Singing as we have each week for the last 2 years, it feels like for eternity, praying for peace in a world that is feeling so far from it. We'll join together 3 lines down on the page.
Actually, the top line.
We'll join together on the top line of the page. Goofy tonight.
This is how we are 7 days into the,
Yeah,
or 7
yeah.
nights into the Chag.
This is what some of your rabbis look like never eating gluten, and this is what some of your rabbis look like not eating gluten for 7 days.
Ashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu l'shalom ve'amidenu shomeinu l'chaim ufros aleinu sukat shalomecha v'takinenu b'etza tova milefanecha.
Salenu, sukat shalomecha, v'takinenu, b'etza tova milefanecha.
Baruch ata Adonai הפורש סוכת שלום עלינו ועל כל עמו ישראל ועל כל יושבי תבל ועל ירושלים.
We'll rise in body or root on page 44.
ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותיהם ולעולם. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותיהם ולעולם.
בני ובין בני ישראל,
Odi Eolam,
Shabbat לדורותם ברית עולם.
וביום השביעי שבת וינפש, שבת וינפש, שבת
וינפש, ושמרו בני ישראל
את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורות ברית עולם, ושמרו
בני ישראל את השבת.
לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם.
We'll rise and move into quiet prayer on page 46. As you make your way through, we'll begin together in song as you make your way through the silent Amidah. Please remember, we are in Chag mode, which means that right on page 56, you should include in your prayers Eloheinu ve'Elohei Avotenu ve'imotenu, a special blessing for times of holidays. We'll join together in song on page 46. We'll take a moment at this point in our service to pray for those folks in our life and in our community who are in need of healing. You can find the words that we'll sing together at the bottom of your first page of your blue sheet, number 2. But before we get there, I'll invite us to take a big breath in together and then to call out any of the names of people that we're praying for tonight. We'll breathe in. We're praying for.
Amanda's sister.
Good Shabbos, everyone. Oh, hello. So I want to dedicate these words tonight to Rafael Lev, my sweet son who was born 2 years ago today. And I think of the words of poet Maggie Smith, life is short, and the world is at least half terrible. And for every kind stranger, there is one who would break you, though I keep this from my children. I am trying to sell them the world. Any decent realtor walking you through a real wreck chirps on about the good bones. This place could be beautiful, right? You could make this place beautiful. So I offer these words of Torah in service of connecting us with our tools to make this place beautiful. Let us make this place beautiful. We read the Exodus from Mitzrayim this Shabbat as our Chag draws to its end. The Israelites gather their possessions in a hurry and they walk towards the sea. And before the people approach the sea, we read, V'yikach Moshe et atzamot Yosef imo, ki hashbea hishbia et bnei Yisrael lemor, pakod yifkod Elohim etchem, v'halitem et atzmotai mizeh itchem. So Moses takes the bones of Joseph with him, we read, who had exacted an oath. He had oathed an oath from the Israelites, saying, God will be sure to take notice of you, and you will carry my bones from this place with you. Take me with you, he says. Don't forget me. Even in a time, let's remember, when Pharaoh has forgotten about Yosef, don't forget. And the Israelites don't. The words in our parsha are almost exactly the same as actually, it's a direct quote from what Joseph said to his brothers in the book of Genesis, with one tiny difference. In Genesis we read, Vayashba Yosef et bnei Yisrael emor, pakad yifkod Elohim etchem vehalitem et atzmotai mizeh. He says, God will take notice of you and you will carry my bones from here or from there. And the word that's missing between one verse and the next is from the last phrase, Ve'alitem et atzmotai mizeh itchem. When Joseph appeals to Bnei Yisrael, he's the first time in Genesis, he's literally talking to Bnei Yisrael. He's literally talking to the children of Israel, meaning Jacob. He's talking to his siblings. And he says, take me from there. But when we read this line again in Shmot, Bnei Yisrael has become a whole Erev Rav. It's become a whole complicated and diverse people. And so by the time it refracts back to us in Shmot, it gathers an additional word, itchem, take me out of there with you. It says, with you, not just take me out, but you take me out. I'm talking to you. I belong to you, and you belong to me. I'm claiming you. In these disorienting, distressing days, I'm thinking, I think many of you are tracking this, a lot about belonging, a lot about how we know in our bodies that we are subject of each other's address, of each other's claim. I'm paying attention to the ways that we know my despair matters to you and you're accountable to me, that your despair is registered in my own body. As the scissors of white supremacy and Christian nationalism wielded by the Trump administration try to slice through the fabric of our cultures and our communities, I'm orienting towards belonging, to the bonds, the threads that weave us together, how we strengthen our knowing and our trust in the way we lay claim on one another, how we hear each other's call. It's a practice. It's a feeling. Can we feel it? I wish I had the perfect social science article to quote here, and I don't. And I'm hoping that a Shir Tikva social worker or organizer is going to email me after Shabbos and be like, here you go, here's your text. This is the text about belonging you've been looking for. The way that we belong to one another that doesn't just feel nice or comfort us, but actually spurs us into action. The way that that sense of claiming one another calls us into solidarity, even when it's inconvenient or scary or uncertain. If the way we belong to one another demands that we take action to protect one another, it becomes a force that's deeper than reason or strategy. It lives in our kishkas, and it makes us do wild things, necessary things to keep each other safe, to bring each other out together. So in our parsha, Moshe remembers the promise, but he doesn't know where Joseph is buried. Yeah. And Midrash teaches us that Serach bat Asher, who is Torah's oldest person, who is alive before the Israelites come into Egypt and is alive after their exodus and even lives, teaches Midrash, into when they cross the river and enter the promised land. Serach bat Asher comes to Moshe and tells him where to find Yosef. So Moshe goes to where she tells him. He goes to the Nile and he calls out, Joseph, Joseph, the time has come. The time has come for us to be redeemed. Don't delay our redemption. Because if you do, we're delayed on your account. This isn't me, this is Midrash. He says, if you show yourself, it's going to go well, and if you don't, we're free from your oath. I.e., if you don't show up, we're just going. And so Joseph's coffin immediately rises, and Moshe takes it. So Joseph's claim registers so deeply with Moshe that he knows he has to take direct action, and he builds coalition between generations to get Joseph free. He takes action before he knows it's going to work, before he knows where he's going. And he grounds, I think this is the piece that feels so essential to me right now. He grounds in the urgency. He doesn't say, I'll take my time, I'll find my kavanah, I'll make sure I have the whole plan and then I'll go. He goes to the river and he says, you better get out here. We have to go. Let's do this together. And so we ourselves, I don't have to tell you, are living in a moment when we need to remember each other, to count on each other, to experience ourselves as belonging to each other in order to get each other out now, to break each other free now. Writing this Torah at a time when the state is actively disappearing immigrants and students, when it is flouting due process and even the most basic protections granted to residents and citizens, I hear our Exodus Torah in new ways. Knowing that the road ahead is uncharted, I feel clear that one of the essential powers that we have to survive is the fact that our belonging to each other lives in our bodies and not just our minds. And that belonging is a renewable, expansive resource. Anytime we feel limits on who we count on or who counts on us, we have the power and the responsibility to expand it. Anytime, and I'm talking to each of us, when we notice that we are counting someone out, that is exactly the moment to intervene, to say, whoa, what has taught me that this person belongs to me and this person doesn't? To lean in right there and say, okay, how do I count you in? How do I count on you? How can you count on me? We deepen in compassion and connection, and we address each other and call each other into the project of our mutual survival. So when Yosef says, "V'halitem et atzmotai mizeh itchem," literally carry my bones up there with you, that's the pshat. I want us to hear also a second meaning of etzem, of bones, which is carry my substance, carry myself, carry my essence. Don't leave me behind. We're not talking about bones. We're talking about our fullness, our humanness, ourselves. So I want us to hear in this moment, Kilmar Abrego Garcia and the hundreds and thousands of migrants and refugees who have been disappeared, detained, and deported in these last months, who our government has abandoned to a dystopic prison, whether it be in El Salvador or Colombia. I want us to hear them saying, take my bones, take myself out with you, count me in. I want us to hear trans kids and care providers fearing for their safeties and futures saying, take me out with you. I want us to hear college students and professors trying to find dignified and safe ways to learn and vision and critique and create, saying, take me out with you. Gazans starving and again under the assault of an impossible and unnecessary war, saying, take me out with you. Israeli hostages who've been held for 560 days, who have been abandoned by their cynical and cruel government, saying, take me out with you. It's overwhelming. But it is also our moment. It is our moment to claim what makes us human, what softens us and makes us brave and honest. It's scary. It is scary. But it is also clarifying. We get to go to the river and say, okay, so what are we going to do? But I'm finding strength in saying we don't count each other out. We don't have to be scared of each other. We're scared of this moment, but we don't have to be scared of each other. So the lesson this Chag, this Parsha, read on this year, is to remind us that when things feel urgent, it's the time to say, I'm here. I'm here. I'm listening. I'm acting. I accept my accountability to you in a way that changes me, and I ask you to be accountable to me in a way that might challenge and change you. We are standing on the shore, and the seas, they might feel like they're closed in front of us. We don't know. Who is missing that needs to be freed? What is the work of liberation we must undertake before we cross over that will allow us to cross together? Gesundheit. And in the words of Aurora Levins Morales, we cannot cross until we carry each other. All of us refugees, all of us prophets. No more taking turn on history's wheel, trying to collect old debts no one can pay. The sea will not open that way. This time, that country is what we promise each other. Our rage pressed cheek to cheek until tears flood the space between, until there are no enemies left, because this time no one will be left to drown, and all of us must be chosen. This time it's all. It's all of us, or it's none. Good Shabbos, my loves. Chag Sameach. May we continue to find each other for learning and for action. And may we use this sanctuary space as a way to teach each other. We are so lucky to be. We are, I think, at least 4 generations. Thank you for being here. You're making us 4 generations. I think we're 4 generations strong in this room tonight. Let us use that as a resource. Okay? There are spaces that want us to be afraid of each other or distrustful. Oh my goodness, Shir Tikva, please take a look around. And you too on Zoom, you're the same generations there. Let us use this as a resource to learn our way into new ways of being together. Okay? So here we go, we're gonna bless. That's nice, we get to bless as the first thing we do. So it's found on our blue sheets. And we'll sing, and then I'm going to invite us, please, to, if you're on Zoom, please share your blessings in the chat. Hamalach hagoel oti, hamalach hagoel oti mikol ra, yevarech et hane'arim, vayikarev bahem shemi. V'shem avotai, Avraham ve'Yitzchak, ve'yidgul harov bekerev haaretz. Yisimchem Elohim kesara, kerivka, kerachel u'chelea, kefraim v'chimenashe. יברכך אדוני וישמרך, יאר אדוני פניו אליך ויחונך, יישא אדוני פניו אליך וישם לך שלום. יללי, 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 with empathy and love to each other. Hineni, hineni, here I am, here I am. May we find the strength to count more people in so we can indeed attain collective strength. May we be blessed with the strength to stand up, speak out, reach out, march, and fight through this Mitzrayim we are in. May we stick together no matter what tries to divide us. May we learn to belong without othering. May we take each other with us. May we be taken by each other when we lack the strength to cross without help. May we find the courage to claim each other loudly and clearly. I will never leave without you. Wow. That was unexpected. Sorry. Human beinging. May we find all the ways to belong to each other. May we claim each other's ugly parts too, belong together even if it's not always an easy or comfortable fit. May this be the time of letting go of old hurts and stepping into expansive love. May we all support each other in complete and radical inclusiveness, and may we keep building frameworks to draw each other into care and accountability. May we not wait until we feel ready. May we let the work change us instead of waiting to change before we can do the work. May our urgency not lead us into harmful shortcuts or hasty carelessness. May we survive. May we feel safe with each other and carry our bones. May we trust in the existence of the roots of compassion in other people and that they may bloom when we demand it of them. May we ask before we know the answer the river will give us. May we be blessed with emotions and challenges and friends who love us. May we feel and show our feelings even in the middle of our blessings. May we finalize this Pesach, including those we would prefer not to wade into this water with. May we let the work change us. We've done that one already, but it's really beautiful. Let's see if one more person has it so we don't end with my blooper. There it is. May we keep old promises and be faithful even when we think there's no point anymore. Ken yehi ratzon yananai yananai ayo. Yananai lai 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 lai. Yesher koach Zoom minion. Yesher koach. I feel like COVID gave me the experience that has not, like, it's a never-ending experience of how to just be in the moment with no filter or polish on a microphone, which I would not wish on anyone. But thank you for holding me tenderly through it. Oh. Yesher koach. I think that this is a community that for 36 years has been teaching each other how to live. I'm looking around, we have people who have been around for 36 years, so I'm just checking in, right? This is a community that has been teaching each other, what does it mean to be a person? What does it mean to be a parent? What does it mean to be a neighbor? What does it mean to be in struggle? And each of us is really lucky to get to be inside of that conversation together. So we're going to turn together to page 284 and rise and root as we begin to conclude our service.
Ohel levavecha ki Adonai hu Elohim Hashem tov Hashem ota Ohel levavecha ki Havaya
We come now to Kadisha Tom, to Mourner's Kaddish. And before I offer the list of names of our community, we take time now to hold open a cavern for all of the people who continue to be killed in Israel-Palestine. I brought a poem by Yehuda Amichai to hold that space open, and then we'll sing. May I rest in peace. I who am still living say, May I have peace in the rest of my life. I want peace right now while I'm still alive. I don't want to wait like that pious man who wished for one leg of the golden chair of paradise. I want a four-legged chair right here, a plain wooden chair. I want the rest of my peace now. I have lived out my life in wars of every kind, battles without and within, close combat, face to face, the faces always my own, my lover face, my enemy face. Wars with the old weapons, sticks and stones, blunt axe, words, dull ripping knife, love and hate, and wars with newfangled weapons, machine gun, missile, words, landmines exploding, love and hate. I don't want to fulfill my parents' prophecy that life is war. I want peace with all my body and all my soul. Rest me in peace. Oh, say shalom imromav, say shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael, ve'al kol yoshvei tevel, yaseh shalom, yaseh shalom. Shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael, yaseh shalom, yaseh shalom. Shalom aleinu ve'al kol yoshvei tevel. We turn now to our communities list. And we observe the Shloshim. We are in the first 30 days since the death of Joan Abramson, mother of Sally Drescher, Jerry Weiss, brother of Kate,
my brother had very strong hope in the power of our individual activism adding up to the strength to overcome tyranny and fascism. And he pushed other people to be active and do everything that they could. So this moment is his moment. And in his name, I would exhort everybody to not despair and to continue doing all the work that you do.
Ellie Field, founding member of Shir Tikva. Ayan Marvi. Oh, fantastic. Yay, thank you.
So I remember Ellie. She was a founding member of Shir Tikva. And when we met at the JCC in St. Paul, she was often the Oneg coordinator. And so I remember her setting up Onegs and welcoming people. And that she really was so proud of Shir Tikva. And that it was sort of, at that time, it was the little synagogue that could, because there certainly was some adversity. Not a lot, but there was some adversity. And that she and her husband, Stan, were just really loving and very excited and active members of Shir Tikva.
Oh, thank you, Jenny.
As a founding member, Ellie and I sat there on the first bar mitzvah, which was my son, and said, what are we going to do? And Ellie said, I'm going to vacuum. We can't have a pulpit that is as dirty as this one. So she brought her vacuum and she vacuumed it, and then she told me I wasn't to be in the kitchen. She was going to fill the trays. No, we only have like 20 people. I mean, we're talking about day one. And so she's there and she tells me I don't have enough food, and she brought more. And we have all this food left over, so we feed everybody at the JCC, with all this food, but Ellie just had a heart that she knew how things were going to be, and she told me I wasn't allowed in the kitchen, and so I was just thankful. Ellie and I stayed friends for many, many years, and that's what Ellie was.
Ian Marvey, nephew of Vicky Marvey and Jossie Tilson, and cousin of Ariella Tilson and Becca Tilson. We observe the yard sites of Clara Choder, Anna Hampton's mom, Dorothy Cowan, Bill's mom, Alice DeMiglio, Jazzy's grandmother, Dan Edelschick, Breyer's father, William Sawyer Einstadt, Tom's father, Arnie Engman, Todd's father, Harold Feder, Wendy Henry's father, Jerry Gilchrist, Dan Gilchrist's dad and Tony Gilchrist's husband and beloved member of Shir Tikva.
So I don't think my father would be very happy with how things are right now, and one of the things that's been most distressing, well, probably not most, but one thing that's been surprising to me is just the disassembly of biomedical research, and that was what my father did as a career. And so I guess I'll just, remind folks that my dad, when he was a scientist, when he was a researcher, when he was a clinician, it was a time of investment and was also a time of great breakthroughs. And in my father's field, in pediatric oncology, pediatric hematology, when he was in the field at its founding, these were diseases that were basically death sentences for children. And when he retired, the prognosis for children was much better. Treatments were much better. And even today, things are so much more hopeful for children who have cancer, children who have hemophilia, which was another population he worked for. So I think from that, just to remind ourselves that things are dark right now, but it's been proven that when we come together and we decide as a community to make investments in things can really get better.
Rabbi Sim Glazer, beloved member of the Twin Cities Jewish community. As someone who moved to the Twin Cities, as Sim was stepping back and really going through his treatments and going in his illness, I feel like even now, the community is lit up by his legacy and the Torah he taught and his humility and his wisdom. I've heard people from multiple denominations and many congregations here quote his sermons, quote his books, and it just, being able to get to know him that way has been such an honor, and I just can imagine that so many people in our community have been shaped and inspired by his life. Richard and Harriet Goldman, Robert's father and grandmother. Bradley Hare, Thrin Arnav's uncle. Brian Katz, Kate Sinicone's uncle. Lee Kelberg. Forgive me. There you are.
He was the gentlest, kindest, sweetest soul. And I think he was a cab driver in New York City, and the only thing that ever made him angry was people being mean to children.
Lee Kelberg, Miriam Hanan Kelberg's family member. Dolores Kerr, Pat Karasov's mother. Lawrence Cooler, Ken's father. Adelaide Littman, Henry's mom. Lottie Matzner, Emmy Higgs Matzner's grandmother. Javi Moran, Sarah Wernick Schoenwald's chosen family. Sadie Powell, Amy Funk's grandmother. Jean and Florence Rame, mother and beloved friend of Eric Rame. Douglas Rochester, Jess's father. Florence Schultz, Michael Sassoon's bubby.
This is my mother's mother, and if she was making turkey and you didn't like turkey, there would also be a brisket. And she wouldn't sit down until dessert. And she was sort of the quiet observer of all of the fights over the extended family dinner table. Whether that was children who some parts of Torah may have suggested should have been stoned, or whether that was, the uncle's historic fight with her husband over Vietnam. She just sort of smiled and nodded her head and asked whether he wanted more brisket. It took a while to figure out what she thought, but she would share it from time to time, and I miss her.
Esther Steinman, Bert Donofsky's sister. Marian Svensson, Sven Sundgaard's grandmother. Al Tilson, Ariela's father. Rebecca Talkman, Deborah Godlaxon's grandmother. Miriam Wiener, sister of both Barbara and Phyllis.
My sister Miriam was the youngest of the three of us, and she died at 29. So we miss her so much, but she was the life of the party, the girl who got everybody started with with drinking, with smoking, with anything, everybody loved her, and she was just a bright light from the minute she came into our lives till the minute she left.
Janet Zinner, Lori Sweet's grandmother.
I just wanted to say something about Jeannie Ream. Jeannie is Jenny and Emily's and Lily's mom. She was my distant cousin. I had known her for about 40 years before she died. And I just have to say, Jeannie was one of the kindest, most loving people I knew. She's a fabulous cook. She was so thoughtful, so sensitive, and she'd do anything for her kids.
Thank you. Are there other people you're remembering whose names you'd like to share?
I'm remembering my bubby Lois, who passed on Tuesday. And she was very connected to her inner child. She was really playful and mischievous and loved to challenge you to an arm wrestle and was a big flirt. And I'm thinking of your Devar, Rabbi Ariel, because she didn't raise my mother, and they didn't have a relationship until the last 10 years, but she really claimed me for my whole life, and really made me know that I was loved as much as her other grandchildren.
I am remembering tonight a man that I never got a chance to meet. His name was Brian McDonald. He was the father of one of my dearest beloveds, Mira McDonald. He has been gone for 18 years, and I desperately wish that I would have met him. He was a very kind and shy man. I've only ever seen like 2 pictures of him. And unfortunately, because he was such a kind and gentle person, a lot of people took advantage of him. And it seems like, from what I've heard, it didn't seem like he felt he had people to reach out to. And he took his own life. And yeah, I've been sad that I haven't met him for a very long time. So yeah, Brian.
I'll invite us please to rise in body and spirit and turn to page 294. Yisrael, Bagalav, Bishman Karim, Vimru, Amen. Yehesh
Shlama Rabba Marach Le'olam Almei Almaya Yitbarach V'yishtabach V'yitpa'ar V'yitramam V'yitnaseh V'yitadar V'yitalev V'yitalal Shemet Kudsha Berechu Le'ela Min Kol Birchata V'shirata
Tushbechata V'nechemata, Da'amiran Be'ama V'imru, Amen. Yehesh Shlama Rabba Min Shemaya, V'chaim Aleinu Ve'al Kol Yisrael V'imru, Amen. Oseh Shalom V'imrumav, Hu Yaseh Shalom, Aleinu Ve'al Kol Yisrael, Ve'al Kol Yoshvei Tevel, V'imru, Amen. You may be seated.
except for Julie Jacobs. Yeah, just thank yous. There's not a whole lot there. If you just want to do the things.
There's not a whole lot here, so I'm just going to do the major ones. So I'm Julie Jacobs. Shabbat Shalom. I'm glad you're all here. Thank you for being with us tonight. At the end of the service, please return your prayer books to the usher table and separate the song sheets and the white sheets and the blue sheets. Mazel tov to Barbara S. Wiener and Susan Bring on their 70th birthdays. Thank you to all of those who made tonight possible, Rabbi Zeri L. and Rabbi Joey, Billy Perkis and Jessica Cohn, Gordon, Sam, the Cohn Minion, me, and Lori Sweet. Thank you to our Shom Reem, Rondi Atkin, and Davy Beam, and Security for your steady presence. And thank you to Susan Bring for supporting Oneg tonight in honor of her 70th birthday. Find all of the Shir Tikva programming updates in our weekly e-news and on our website. Interested in what membership means to Shir Tikva, please chat with me or Larry Silber, or Gwyneth, or, I'm blanking, Michael Sassoon. Next week's Shabbat service will be a mask recommended service. If this isn't the best fit for you, please join us on Zoom. A reminder that your community is here to support you, so please reach out to our rabbis if you encounter a life change so that they can activate the Shir Tikva network of support. I also want to thank our running rabbi who seems to, I know he's a runner, but he's also running around here. Thank you.
Yeah, sure, go ahead. So just a few announcements, and then we're going to count the Omer. How fun. I'm trying to wait till the very last minute, so it'll be as dark as possible. A few upcoming events. On the 27th of April, so next Sunday, first of all, on the 26th of April, next Shabbat, at 10:30 is a community Shabbat service. It's been about a month and a half since we've had one. Come for the service and for the Torah study. On Sunday the 27th, at 10-ish is a clothing swap. So in anticipation of our gala, if you're like, oh, I would like some fancy duds, come to the clothing swap. If you're like, I have some fancy duds to offer, please bring them to the clothing swap. We want everyone at our 36th birthday party to feel really fabulous and renewed, and a clothing swap we think might be a nice way to help us launch. Also on the 27th, in the evening at 6:30, in the sanctuary, we will be screening No Other Land. The Israel-Palestine Committee is having their first program that evening. There will be a chance to see the movie, a crucial documentary, and then to have a conversation facilitated by the committee. And then, sorry, this is like, it's tonally all over the place. Then on the 16th and 17th of May, this is when I'm like, what are dates anymore? On the 16th and 17th of May, we're celebrating Shir Tikva's 36th birthday. It's been a whole year of getting to ground in that kavanah, and we're going to celebrate because, darn it, we need to celebrate also. There is so much reason to celebrate and to ground in this community. And so please, Friday the 16th, we'll be in St. Paul at the JCC where it all began, where it arguably all began. We might have gone to the pizza shop. And then on the 17th, we'll be here for a chance to learn with Rabbi Adina Allen and to dance. We have a member of Shir Tikva who is a semifinalist on The Voice, Adam Behanan, who is phenomenal. Please YouTube him after Shabbos. But he and his band will be here to help us really like dance and just be in the sweetness of community together. So grateful to Adam. please also know that we are figuring out ways to be able to send information in terms of what are events that are happening, what are actions that are happening, and how do we find each other there. And so that is forthcoming, but use this place as a resource. Talk to each other at Oneg. Bring each other into the good work. Yeah? Okay, we're going to count the Omer now. So I'm going to invite us, please, to rise in body and spirit. So much fast talking. Leshem yichud kudsha brichu shchintei hineni mochana umzumenet lekayem mitzvat taseh shel sfirat haomer shel sfirat haomer shel sfirat haomer shel sfirat haomer sheva shabbatot temimot tiena sheva shabbatot temimot tiena ay 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 Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu al sfirat haomer al sfirat haomer al sfirat haomer al sfirat haomer Hayom Shisha Yamim LaOmer. This is the 6th day of the Omer. Shabbat Shalom, Chag Sameach. I look forward to getting to kibbutz out there with you.
A blessing.
I always and forever forget this. Please be seated. We'll bless wine and grape juice, and then we really will go out and nosh. It's like
Yoink. I'd like to invite up Samantha Roller to help us bless wine and challah for the first time as a Jew. Samantha went to the mikveh on some day of this week. And Sam, it's been so incredible to get to know you through this process. I want this community to bless you deeply with the ikar, with the essence of Rabbi Ariel's blessing. You belong here, you belong in this community, and we are so much richer and kinder and more interesting as a result of your presence. Can I hand you this? Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei beri hagafen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kitshanu mitzvotav v'ratzavanu v'shabbat kosho le'ahava u'ratzon yifilanu zikaron lema'aseh b'reishit Ki hu yom techila lemikra kodesh zecher letziat Mitzrayim Ki vanu v'charta ve'otanu kidashta im kol hamim ve'shabbat kodecha ve'ahava uvratzon Hinchaltanu Baruch atah Adonai Nekadesh HaShabbat. I wish we had a richer hamotzi for you this week. 1, 2, 3. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam Hamotzi lechem min haaretz ve'yavo.
Shabbat Shalom. Ya la la, ya
shalom. Shabbat shalom.
Should we start with the Latin lies? Yeah, that was great.